Thank you very much, Senator Harkin, and we're so glad that you're holding this hearing. And I think it shows the significance of the way we think about the National Institutes of Health, which we all affectionately and great admiration do call the National Institutes of Hope. The fact that Senator Shelby is here, the Vice Chairman of the Appropriations, and myself shows our commitment to really trying to make sure that NIH has the resources it needs to continue to be the premier global agency for biomedical research, and to do it on a bipartisan basis. I know you spoke earlier, if I could, you were kind of emotional about this hearing, and I'm emotional about this hearing for you. I recall coming to the United States Senate. I was sworn in 1987, working with then the beloved Nancy Kassebaum, you and Ted Kennedy, when women weren't even included in the protocols, many of the research things at NIH. There were many reasons. Many were just flawed sociology rather than good biology. Imagine in those years when we weren't even included, and then we advocated for the Office of Women's Health. The funding then was for breast cancer was quite spartan and skimpy. Again, we turned to you. And then as we made steady advances, George Herbert Walker Bush appointed Bernadine Healy to be the head of NIH. Dr. Healy also reached out again to us to ask us to look for a famous longitudinal study on hormone therapy. That hormone therapy study resulted in the change of the way hormones are treated in terms of hormone therapy for women, and it resulted in breast cancer coming down by 15%. I recall with great emotion my last call with Bernadine Healy, and this is what she said. I called it was an article in the New York Times, Dr. Varmus, that said breast cancer rates have come down 15%. And I said, my God, Bernadine, can you believe that? She said, yes, Barbara, can you believe because we work together, we are saving lives at 1 million at a time. That's what we're trying to do here with this hearing. We're trying to look at these issues, and I'm going to say to you, Senator Harkin, the Catholic nuns had a phrase when they taught people like me. They had a phrase in Latin called exegi monumentum perennis, means we will build a monument more lasting than bronze. I feel our monument to you and your legacy to both you, to Senator Specter, to Bill Frist, Ted Kennedy, the way we walked across the aisle is to build a monument more lasting than bronze, and that's to make a significant public investment this year in the National Institutes of Health to get it right back on track to where it was and to have a steady growth plan of action so that at the end of the day, at the end of the year, at the end of our terms, we know that we've been working together to save lives 1 million at a time. So I'm going to just shake your hand and thank you. And Moran, you're from Kansas.
Yes,
you know what Nancy did, shoulder to shoulder here. Senator Shelby's been a great advocate. I have many questions that I want to ask. We could hold a hearing on each and every one of those people, distinguished people here. We're lucky to have them. Their combined years of service are stunning. Many of them at this table could be in such lucrative careers in the private sector. I remember working with Dr. Fauci when there was this unknown disease in which men were dying all over the country. It was called AIDS. A little boy named Ryan White came here with his mother when he had been targeted by his classmates for taunts and isolation. Now look at where we are. We could take item after item, issue after issue, and it really shows what we need to do. So we need to not only fund the research, but we need to support the people who do the research. And to those young people out there right now thinking about careers, that there is hope in trying to find cures to give people hope. And so this is where we really need to work on a bipartisan basis. Hands across the aisle, hands across the dome. And I think we could make a significant difference. So we want to help build a monument more lasting than bronze.